Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is now 6 o'clock. Thank you for coming to our first meeting for the month of August. This meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Chapman, Alderman Bradford, Alderman Wilson,
Present.
Alderman DuBois, Alderman Bastrop,
Present.
Alderman Chastain,
Here.
Alderman Leonard.
Here.
Mayor Wellington.
Thank you. We do have a quorum to take care of business tonight. Let me just say right up front that I ask that all of you, particularly Dr. Pickett, Parker, keep Alderman Chapman and his family in our prayers. Just talk to Alderman Chapman, his mother, all in all the family. His mother is very, very ill. And we ask that you all pray for his family and in particular his mother at this time. Gentlemen, you have the agenda in front of us. We have a couple of amendments that you've been emailed out that we make the adjustments. All the items on the consent agenda remain the same. On the consent agenda, we're going to change, there's a rewording of the agenda item 513. Item 516 will be added to the main agenda. Item 517, MDEQ agreement. Item 518, MDEQ agreement. Item 19 is a bid item. And item 520 is a request for an additional hours for our grant writer. Is there any items on the consent agenda, gentlemen, that you would like to move down to the main agenda for discussion? If not, can we get a motion to accept the agenda with the amended main items? I move. Second. There was motion by Alderman Wilson and second by Alderman Chastain that we accept the agenda with the amended main agenda items. All in favor, say aye. 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 It is my pleasure, on behalf of Alderman DuBois, to introduce our speaker for the evening to give us our invocation, our devotional. And I asked Dr. Pickett if she would say a special prayer from Mrs. Chapman. I have known Mrs. Pickett for a long time. Her husband, Mr. Parker, Reverend Parker, was a very personal friend of mine. And I thank her for coming. She's been here a lot. And we appreciate your diligence and your support. Please welcome Dr. Pickett.
And like I said, I've been here several times, and I'm just delighted to be here again tonight. I wish him to be here, but he's had a good time somewhere way over there. You know, this afternoon, I thought I was, this evening, I thought I would talk a little bit about mouthpiece. You know, when I say mouthpiece, I'm not talking about somebody who might get speak for you in a courtroom, you know, that slang term they use a lot, mouthpiece. I never. I'm not talking about, my God, that you may use if you're in sports. Right? P-E-A-C-E. Mouthpiece. Yeah, I received small catalog big payouts from an area home improvement store. Now, I can honestly say, I'm not interested in hardware. I don't do that kind of work much. But it was the lettering that was across the front page that caught my attention. It was in bold red letters. Every shopper's favorite word, sale. And above that word sale appeared the word security. I need security. And I went for sales. So I opened that booklet to see what they had to offer. That first page showed pictures and prices of a line of doors. The one that caught my eye was a steel door. Past week, I had released several thoughts to loved ones and friends that I should have kept myself. I had a steel door, you know, like a sort of hinge onto the side of my mouth. Perhaps the next time I felt tempted to say something instead, slamming that door shut. There was another page, and that next page offered big gold pots. It seemed like a good investment. For myself as I do, even with steel doors, closed, you know, I might just kick it open, get in that last steely word. The deadbolt could at least slow down that process. As I scanned through the pamphlet the second time, I noticed I could purchase a door viewer. Small price. This promised to give me a 160-degree field of vision. I wondered if I had a clearer vision, clearer view, or a different perspective on the individual whom I got frustrated, but I still on the side of the road. Then I came upon coupons for smoke alarms. This could be the ultimate answer. If I had one of those things installed on the roof of my house, when my girls started heating up, the detector would go off. That would drown out all the sizzling theories that I could come up with. Then, when my conversation cooled down a little bit, the siren would automatically cease and reset. Steel doors, viewers, deadbolt locks, and smoke alarms. Ooh, what a security system. That is great. Lord my God, your name is truly excellent in all the earth. Oh God, we come before you with great thanks and with all the gratitude. Thanking you for being the God of love who is with us now in this very. You never leave us, never forsake us. Thank you, Lord, for your mercies, for your grace. I thank you tonight, God, for these your servants, our mayor, our aldermen, and all who have been called to lead this community in which we live. We pray for wisdom, for strength, for courage to do what is right. All citizens. We pray for all who were present here tonight. May we be good neighbors, recognizing your image in every person here. So Lord, tonight, I ask that you mend every broken heart. Touch all who need healing. Comfort those who mourn and bless those with financial needs. And oh Lord, there's been a special request for a prayer. Sister Chapman. But he's been your servant for years and years. I ask for right tonight, oh Lord, that you would bless her with the blessings that you see she stands in need of. Comfort her, Lord. Give her peace. Touch her body. God, please touch her family. Let them know that you are always going to be right there with them in their time of need. Oh Lord, we thank you for all these blessings. And one more, Lord, thank you for setting a guard over my mouth, for watching over the door, my lips. For these blessings, we give you all the praise, all the thanksgiving, and all the glory in the name of Jesus Christ, and we pray. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, Doc. We enjoyed that. Down to item number 2, our presentation. I want to personally thank Mr. Julian Rankin for coming this evening. Let me just say before we come that I want you all to know that it is my belief, and Julian, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the Ocean Springs Port Anderson Museum of Art probably has more projects going in Moss Point than they have in any other city. They're close to being right, Julian. And we want to thank you for that. Julian was invited to come tonight to give you some idea of all the events of activities that we're going to start having on our waterfront. And Julian, I would like for Sue to come up and introduce you. You all been working closer together. That's longer than you've been working directly with me. So, Sue, would you please come up and just introduce? Yeah.
Yes. We're so pleased to have Julian Rankin with us. He's been an inspiration, and the Walter Anderson Museum has been an inspiration for many years in Moss Point. The 2 murals that you see downtown, Julian helped facilitate getting those murals up. Now we're excited to partner more deeply on the waterfront projects, our Levitt series, which he wrote on Moss Point's behalf. And he's going to tell you all about that now and what it's going to mean, its impact for Moss Point.
Good evening. Thank you all for making space for me. I just wanted to share some gratitude and excitement around this project. So you'll see around the room, there's some pages with the schedule for the Levitt Amp Moss Point Music Series. And you'll also see more of these around town. And we hope you'll help us spread the word. But a little bit of background on this project and the funding and how it came to be. So the Levitt Family Foundation is a national foundation based out of Los Angeles, and their whole mission is to activate and support community development, to bring people together around the power of free live music. So they fund music series all over the country in about 70 different communities, about 900 annual concerts, and we wrote this grant in partnership with Main Street and the city to bring this 3-year concert series. And many of these Levitt series continue for decades, but we got a 3-year grant, $120,000 from the Levitt Family Foundation over 3 years to bring a series of up to 10 concerts annually. So this fall, we're kicking off the first series, and that'll be 7 fall concerts, all free. And then that'll roll into spring and fall series in 2027. And then as part of this grant, we also received some funding from the Mississippi Arts Commission and others, which is part of the sculpture that the city has also contributed to. So all told, we've brought additional funding from outside of Mississippi, but also the city, the county, Main Street, and the Walter Anderson Museum are working together to provide the match for this grant and to bring this amazing opportunity to what I frequently call the most beautiful downtown vista on the coast. I mean, the riverfront is an amazing place. There, you can say Pascagoula's on the river, and it is, but no Main Street addresses the waterway like Moss Point does. And I think it's an amazing asset that y'all have. And so we're pleased to be able to be a part of this community and to bring these concerts. The first one is August 22nd, and they'll continue on 2 or 3 a month through October. The city, like I said, Main Street, the county has stepped up and contributed, but all the community partners also have just come forward. In Public Works, we had a great meeting yesterday. Donna's been so helpful, everyone in the city, to make this happen. I mean, we look forward to really having an amazing time out there. I would encourage anyone, if you know people, nonprofits, vendors, food trucks, this will be an opportunity for people to come sell. We hope and promote. We hope that this is really one of many of the wonderful things y'all do to activate Main Street and the merchants down here and bring the community out. In terms of who's coming, you can see the schedule there, but this is a mix of a number of different genres. The Levitt Family Foundation is really keen on bringing touring, regional, and national musicians in. We'll also have local openers. Some of those are being booked as we speak. But this is a combination of blues, R&B, rock and roll, Latin music. It's all across the gamut. And then one of our partners, Smoke and Sip, on October 10th, Tank and the Bangers, who's from New Orleans. A lot of folks are really excited about that concert. That's a really big act coming in, and we've been pleased to be able to partner with Smoke and the Sip, Main Street, Josh Borden, and many others. But I want to thank the board for helping to contribute both to some of the sculpture and site infrastructure. It's been really amazing to do so many programs in Moss Point over the years. We've worked on environmental programs funded by the EPA, some by the National Academy of Sciences, to work with young people here, really to connect folks to their community. And the sculpture itself, which will be unveiled, dedicated at the first concert, that's the River City guitar sculpture, which you may have heard or seen. Certainly was on some of the agendas prior, but that sculpture is inspired by Moss Point's blues history, the timber industry that was so critical to really creating the momentum for this community, and also the natural beauty that Moss Point represents. So I'm happy to answer any questions, of course, but really just want to thank the community, the board, the mayor, and all of our partners for helping us do this. It's a big undertaking, so we're learning a lot about production and the scale of what we're bringing out here. But we just hope y'all will show up and spread the news. Free live music, great time. And I do want to just make a kind of a bookkeeping note. The mayor's been generous enough to request from the county that the use of the county stage, those funds that require to rent the stage, those are coming from the Walter Anderson Museum in Main Street. So there's no obligation on the city, but that request does come through the city. And the county has made a contribution as well to help defray those costs. So this really has been a coast-wide, county-wide project, which is how the Walter Anderson Museum of Art likes to work. We like to believe that the museum, the 4 walls of the museum, are just the beginning of our classroom, our outreach, and we don't want to have any barriers of geography or municipality. It's all about the coast coming together and doing things that lift us all up. So I really appreciate y'all letting me speak, and I'm happy to answer any questions if there are any. If not, I look forward to seeing y'all on the first concert on Saturday, August 22nd.
I just want to say I'm excited to see that our local star, Daniel Stallworth, is coming back to town. So
That's right, for homecoming. We've been working closely with the groups here in town. Yes.
When you say homecoming, I know it's homecoming for Daniel. That's not the weekend of the Moss Point football homecoming, is it?
It is. It's in partnership with the events that are scheduled already. So I know, for example, there's a car show out on the riverfront at that time. That's in collaborative. We're collaborating with all the partners. And that one isn't, I will say the timing on that, you'll note, that's a 1 to 5 PM festival concert as opposed to these others that are at night, because I know there's some homecoming events. This is beforehand. So that people who are here for homecoming can enjoy all that festivity and then continue to go to their regular scheduled events.
I got you. I see it now. I see 1 to 5. Okay. That's wrong.
We didn't want to mess up and try to double.
No. We need all the breaks we can get for homecoming.
I was told there used to be alumni games out there. I don't know if y'all do those anymore, but anybody has any good homecoming ideas that wants to do anything out on the riverfront, we're interested in all collaborating.
Yes, so there's a lot going on that day. You know, that's my only question, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Donna, you passed these out. Did you have any questions, Donna? Any comments, Donna? Our park and rec when he said the city, the park and rec is the partner that's working directly with Main Street and Ocean Spring, Walter Anderson, so.
I'll just mention that in our meeting with the risk management team, Public Works, Fire, and Police Department, we do have our contingencies in place in conjunction with all of the dates. We are making preparations for specific things to the artists themselves, and then the grounds for paving the ground. So we do have our contingencies in order. We're working closely with Julian and Main Street.
Julian, thanks again.
Thank you all so much.
Appreciate you. We're down to item number 3, which is public comments. We have our former Alderman Shirley Chambers. Sure.
I have a couple of things that I wanted to mention. One, I'm not going to elaborate too much on it because it's coming back up on the 10th. They want to open up business in a residential area, which is right in front of my house on Bryson Street. And the neighbors, we all got together. When they got their letter, they called me. Well, I had gotten one also. So we are not in agreement with that business to be in that neighborhood is strictly residential. Okay, but they're gonna meet with the planning commission on the 10th. So we decided that we'll just wait until that takes place. But I also want to speak to my alderman about not returning my call. When I called you, I made 2 phone calls, left you 2 messages while we were at our little meeting, and you didn't return my call. Now, I've sat in that same seat 11 years, and I did not have a constituent that could say I didn't return their call. Or either, I know some things get past you, and we have other things. We're busy today, but please return your constituents' calls, because you don't know what they might want or what it might be. And I would appreciate that very much if you would consider the people that put you in that seat.
I'd like to apologize for that because I've been having problems with my phone.
Okay.
Ever since they did an update, it required people to text before I can answer, and I'm having problems with that.
It's need for me to leave a message to see if you would be accepting that call. And I
I
left.
did talk.
Call the other lady, you called Miss Rankin's baby.
Yes. I try to return all calls. Like I said, I was having some problems with my phone, and I'm trying to straighten that out now. But as I told her, I couldn't attend the planning. That's a separate entity, and we're gonna let them go through the process, and then it'll come before the board.
Okay,
Yes.
I appreciate, I just wanted to come here so I can address
She
things.
said that you called.
Yes, I did.
And I was waiting on a call, and I'm really having problems with my
Okay,
phone.
well, I appreciate
And
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Alderman. Down to item number 4, the consent agenda. Item 4.1 through 4.11. For the pleasure of the board.
Move.
Motion by Alderman Bradford and second by Alderman Chastain. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it. 5.1.
Point 1, main agenda item, approved client request by Thomas D. Love for a refund of $804.07. He paid for disputed water uses between April 10 through April 13, 2026, submitted by Tricia Thigpen, City Clerk.
And Mayor, Madeline's here. She needs to answer any questions that y'all would have. I think in your packet, you were provided the information submitted by the water user, and Madeline is here too, if you need to add.
Hey,
Any of you all had a chance to review that package on this address?
yeah, and I just wanted to ask, I hope we can help Mr. Lowe out. I do know, I think we're bound by certain legalities on how much we can do, but I would like to ask Madeline to explain what she can about it. I know if we have a new policy that we can do something with the sewer charge under certain circumstances.
It was down for, $198.50 for water. Of course, you know that the sewer is 3 times the water. And, I did go into the reading manager and look at it, and it showed where excessive water was being used for 3 days. It started at like 5 o'clock one day and ran for 3 consecutive days and ended like at 11 on the 3rd day. And he was charged $780.65. He has a bank draft. His bill comes out of bank draft. And it did come out from the day that I billed, 15 days later, it comes due. So, that came out of his account, and he disputed it after it came out of his account. Of course, the method of payment that he used, refunds. So we just started investigating to make sure, because he said no one lived at that address. So we started investigating. We got, Canstrus involved, and to see if anything was going on out of the house. It started, and 3 days later it just stopped. So, for a little more investigation, he called me last week. He actually has 2 meters. We found out that actually the meter that was running, that ran consecutively for 3 days, was a agricultural meter. So my suggestion was, after we found out, so his meter that went to his house was covered up in grass. So I guess when they went out there and put the meter in, that's the only meter they saw. So they put the new meter in that hole, when actually the meter that went to his house was in the next hole, but it was covered up with grass. So I don't know why they didn't compare the old meter number. They just put that new meter in the ground. So that was the meter that was running consecutively. And because it's an agricultural meter, my recommendation would be just, to take the sewer off of that meter, which, he was billed $780.65. The water sales was $198.50. The gas was $10.33. Reverse osmosis was $12, and the garbage was $23.43, for a total of $244.26. That's taking the $536.39 off. Sewer.
I have a question. I know agriculture meter. Does everybody have an agriculture meter?
No.
That's the question. Agriculture meter, they get them like if they just want water.
No sewer,
or,
agriculture.
washing cars or something like that, they do, and sewer doesn't go through that meter. You don't charge for sewer on agriculture meter.
Right.
So this was an agriculture meter that, I think when he turned the spigot out on in the front of his house, am I correct? Or it just was put to the front of his house. No water ran in the house. Or it's, but, it's that.
So, you all have the fact that you got my narrative right. I wouldn't even haven't been there. So that spigot hasn't been turned on. So the where they should have put the meter was on the sewer that runs into the house. They didn't. They put it on one that never gets used, right?
Agriculture.
Meaning, I don't feel like I should have to pay anything because it wasn't my fault. Plus, I don't know where a swimming pool for water went to. So I'm familiar with agricultural meter because I got one out of my property on the body. Why am I expected to pay anything for somebody else's oversight? Because they didn't do their job correctly.
And I guess that is the question. Do we know or have an idea that the 52,000 gallons of water went?
But it ran through the meter. I don't know. It ran through the meter.
What address was the meter?
2819. Yes,
Was it at his, wasn't it your address?
Yes, sir. So, and then, okay, we have to, like, conform to the laws of physics. Where did 50,000 gallons of water go? If that much water ran through any, it's gonna wallow out dirt or something, right? That's a swimming pool full of water. Where did the water go? And then we're talking about over a 3-day period, it spiked, it was shooting out 800 gallons an hour. And then 3 days later, it stopped. Physics doesn't work like that. So if y'all can tell me somebody came out there and turned it off and fixed it, I'll accept that. But I'm not gonna accept a phantom incident occurred because in the narrative I gave you, there's like 15 burst water alarms that went up. Burst pipe alarms saying there's a spike that's irregular here. And then all of a sudden, 3 days later, it just stopped.
Do you have a swimming pool?
No, I don't have a swimming pool. So where did the water go? I mean, the neighborhood, somebody would have been like, there's water just running out of this yard and has been running for 3 days down the street. 50,000 gallons of water just don't separate into the air. And I know we're talking about the meter, but the meter is a machine. Machines are fail-proof. I work on Air Force Base. I said in my narrative, sometimes planes that I teach people how to fix, the mechanics have an issue that's called cannot duplicate. The pilots saw that issue, but when they get down and try to replicate it, they can't. Electronics and devices are able to fake it. Otherwise, you got to explain to me where 50,000 gallons of water went to. And let no evidence. No evidence of any dirt that's been eroded by 50,000 gallons of water going through the dirt.
That's a lot of water.
Ms. Madeline, what was your recommendation again?
that you will take the sewer off of this $780.65. You know how you said water use, water paid for, regardless to where which water went through the meter. At the tune of $198.50 is the water. Of course, you know, gas, $10.33, garbage, $23.43, and the reverse osmosis is $12 for that $2.44 instead of the $7.865. But what he said that I think he wants just to pay the minimum for $129.43.
So they told me that at the beginning of the month, the city switched over to the meters. And the meters were basically going to dictate how much your rate was because it was measuring the water. Now, prior to that, which is why the grass grew over the other meters, nobody had been checked and we were just getting a rate. Everybody, right? So I'm saying whatever that baseline no water usage is, that's the only thing that I should be responsible for paying. I don't even use gas in April. The only thing I have in my house is a gas furnace. I didn't have a furnace on in April. So I'm like, where did these phantom fees come from? Even in the bills that I saw that came after that showed water usage, which allowed me to have that question. Why do I have water showing that it came? I'm getting charged for water. And I know now that this issue has occurred, I'm watching. Like, they're saying $10 worth of water went through the line.
And no one's in that house? No one's in the house?
No.
Yes, please.
It's going to agriculture. It's not tied to that. That won't stop someone to come and cook the world. If there's abatements, just like that we found a house that had water, and it had abatements near it.
So is someone using agriculture?
There's nobody singing. I have any swatting. Nobody's just taking the initiative. I got cameras around my house. Nobody's taking the initiative to come over there and like, let me turn this on and run $10 worth of water through this line and then cut it off. I mean, let's be reasonable with our assertion. I'm not ready to say it, just use the most sensible answer.
of those about no favors coming over, they just turn the water on, bring it $10 and then turn it back on.
Ms. Madeline, what has been his bill since then?
Back down to the, minimum.
Which is,
129.43.
It'll be 131 back down because of the bar.
He was on the house.
Mayor, Thomas' house is 2 houses from my house, I believe. So I can vouch for him. He has not been there. Matter of fact, I've been seeing you around it. But, and I can also vouch that I did not notice a big pool of water anywhere. Now, I'm gonna go both sides here, Thomas, but I'm just trying to be fair. If some kid or whatever came over and left the water faucet on and it ran all night and it was in your yard, I wouldn't have seen the water pool up. I would have only seen it probably came to the street. But if it was a kid, hypothetically, the kid realized the next day they'd been over there messing around and they remembered, oh, they left the water on, they went over and turned it off. That's a hypothetically something that could have happened.
Well, here's the hypothetical answer to that. That's impossible because when I was getting my roof worked on, my contractor ran over that pipe that they would be able to turn on. So the only way they would be able to turn it on is to actually go into the meter.
Well, I mean, somehow or another, a lot of water went through that meter. I mean, that is not questioned. Well, it's questioned by you, I get it.
Where did the water go?
Now, my other question was, so that was the new meter that got installed. That's the one we're talking about. That got billed. Did the old meter get billed? The old meter is shut off. So when you left, you had that shut off and you just didn't think about that. Wait, what now? Wait, I didn't hear what you said.
Old meter is not shut. It's on.
So you should have 2 bills?
Oh.
You get a hack meter and a regular meter.
he got an agricultural meter.
Got the bill for agriculture, it's the bill for regular meeting.
That's messed up too.
That's, there's place that. What I think happened was, did you always have an agricultural meter or was that?
That was never about the house back in 2007.
And it wasn't on.
Okay, that makes sense.
That is wasn't
That
on,
would make
that's the meter that was, because he and I went out there, it was, that wasn't
One contract. You can see,
right.
and then some that were one from the house. I thought we there, and trying to buy, maybe we won't stop. All of it, then we go to the other part. Trying to pass it on the side of the house on the front, yeah, we ran, trying to come in the back, the meter ran. We never found another faucet, but the other part I did, we don't try to see.
So the ag meter ran when you turned the faucet on the back? Oh,
The house on.
okay.
When we turned both, it was crazy, because when we turned both meters on, the water, the outside spigot was just like a regular screen. But when we turned that new meter off, the old meter, the house meter, water just went everywhere. So the strength of the water was a lot when we just had the house meter. But when we turned the agricultural meter on, it kicked in like they were going in 2 different directions. And so some kind of way, they're tied together.
And I did.
Why?
That extra 3/4 line. Over. So the flow drops. Got a 3/4 feed into 3/4. You can turn them one off. Add color. Flow in the house, picked up, like it just got it full screen. That's why it picked up.
So looking like to me that is it true that, like the mistake we made when we installed the new meter?
Yes.
So if it's our fault, we need to correct this. So what is the minimum is what I'm recommending?
Instead of that, we moved the meter over to agriculture. Yes, it's supposed to be there, you put it in on the house side, feed the house, turn it on. Everything's zeroed off on the meter detectors. It's not showing anything going into that.
We turned the agricultural meter on.
There's no meter in there.
Then
But the point is, we installed it, we installed it wrong.
EJ installed.
That's what I mean. When we installed a new meter, we installed.
Again,
So,
no, I was agreeing with you. I was just saying, we had several incidents where we had an installation problem on these new meters and we did our best to remedy it every time. So I would support doing that for Thomas because there was a mistake made by the city. My only question is for our lawyer, because we have this policy, is can we do that?
You have a minimum charge monthly.
Yes.
And I think the policy is the minimum charge would still be there, right? You couldn't get back 100%. You still have that minimum charge and you have to follow that policy.
So when we say minimum, we're not talking about the 244. You're talking about the 129 or 131?
Whatever you, plus your gas and garbage, whatever that would be.
That was back at that time, 129.43. Now it's 131.08, but at that time it was 129. It was something more than that, plus the gas, plus $10.33 for the gas.
Yeah.
So it's 129.43.
But we're just talking about the water. We just talking about the water. Everything else remain the same. We're just talking about the water.
Minimum water plus everything else, right?
So what was the minimum be for the water?
70.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Motion to reimburse or whatever you need to do to fix that situation. I think it should be reimbursed.
I think because of the city mistake, we should, ultimately, he should pay the minimum bill.
That's not.
What he would have been charged as a minimum.
Federal motion, please. Federal motion.
Yes, sir. I made a motion.
You made the motion?
Yes, sir.
All right, you second. So the motion by Alderman Chester, second by Alderman Lennox, that we charge Mr. Love the minimum for his water.
You're gonna have to eat that interest on your credit card there, sir.
Let me get some clarification. Will we just refund the difference? He's already paid the 800 something? Is that right?
Yes.
You already paid the 800 something?
You want a refund?
Oh, we gonna keep it.
I have mine set up on auto pay.
Well, that's right. You said it on that. So can we just refund the difference from that?
What he paid, then refund
So-
him the remaining.
Can I restate the motion?
Sure, exactly. We gotta get it straight. Yep.
Can
Go ahead.
we refund Mr. Love the difference between what he's paid and the minimum charge?
Of 129.43.
Yes.
And I second.
Okay, you heard the motion by Alderman Lennox that we refund Mr. Love the minimum, which is 129, and second by Alderman.
The difference.
Is there any question or discussion? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Item 5.2, approve the decline request by the Social Security Office Energy Management for a credit refund check for unused service in the amount of $10,035 for utilities submitted by Madeline Gary, Utilities Supervisor. This one is a little different, and I'll let you explain it. This one was simply an overpayment of $11,000, when it should have been, I don't know what it should have been, but a few hundred. This is for unused services, period. So they, about a year ago, paid over $11,000. And since that time, each month when they get a bill, it's been credited. Well, this company wants their money back.
Well, may I ask a question real quick? The Social Security office is north of the river. So that's JCUA.
March 10th of 2025, they were billed $11,966.56. The icon meter read backwards. And they immediately, that's gas, they immediately called the clerk at that time. She's no longer here. She reversed it. And she talked to him and she reversed it. However, over a month later, they sent that check.
So this is gas.
Yes, this is because the gas read backwards. And they still sent the check.
And it was posted.
And it was posted to their account. So now they want their refund to the tune of $10,035. We've been taking their bills every month from that credit. They want their money.
I think that's Ward 1.
There.
Ward 1.
President Wood.
I was going to defer to Alderman Bradford. I believe that's in Ward 1.
Y'all gonna get to me tonight. Y'all tell me that in my ward. But,
East of 63.
We made a mistake.
Yeah, it's not our money. I mean, these people sent an overpayment.
And
Checks have been sitting there,
Send the money.
so they're just asking for their money back.
did check with the state auditor's office.
I did call technical services to make sure, and he said just as long as it's for an unused service, you reflect that in your minutes and you can reimburse.
So we need to do that.
Yes.
I make a motion to refund.
Second.
Most of Alderman Bradford, second from Alderman Wilson, that we reimburse Social Security office for their money. All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.3, approve decline the amended and restated grant agreement GCRF 2352 between the Mississippi Development Authority and the city of Moss Point to assist Moss Point in its Interstate 10 frontage road north and south project submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk.
Motion approved.
Second.
Motion from Alderman Leonard and second from Alderman Chastain. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.4, approve decline Robinhood Sanitary Sewer Improvements Project R109-26805 KCR. Request board approval, request for cash number 4, $120,171.75 total, $108,422.75 CDBG, $11,749 match, and authorize mayor to execute same for submission to MDA submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk.
Make a motion to the question for Richie.
Second.
The motion of Alderman Bradford, and second, Leonard put a question on Alderman Bradford.
So we asking for what now? We asked for, cause I see another date on here, completion date. That 28, how we get from this September to 28 to,
Next item.
yeah. So you already got a few?
Yeah, this is that agreement modification.
I was out there the other day, I was talking to the guy. Now, is we all on the same page that whole road gonna be paved all the way across?
Yes,
Not just that center part they done paved, they gonna go back over all that.
yes. It's all paving some little. What you're seeing is, this man has some service to drive on, they put a little path over the, for the drain floods for the sewer. And then they move that rock to the other side. But the whole thing's gonna be done overlay at the,
So what's our completion date now?
I think it's August.
Next week?
I mean,
Or double check?
I mean, the one ongoing, not the one that, currently accepting agreement.
Are they gonna get on Yorkshire right away? That's, you know,
That one, we still have to go through design. It's gonna be a little while, but that's going through design and environmental, all that good stuff. And that typically takes a while. I think we can do about that 28 day. About 28, it's gonna take a little bit of time.
but Robin is gonna be completed.
Yeah, Robinhood is gonna be, I mean, we have to meet, it's one sheet, and I can get to it.
Yeah, I saw it. Don't worry. Tell me about it. Thank you.
Can we, adjust the date? Or you looking to adjust the date at, completion? All right, we can move on.
Next item is.
No, we're gonna move on. We can get that answer point. What was the,
That motion in the second, 5.4 already.
Alderman, Bradford made the motion and, second the motion. We'll get that question answered for you, Alderman. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Ayes? Ayes have it.
Item 5.5, approve decline Robinhood Sanitary Sewer Improvements Project R109-26805 KCR. Request board approval of modification number 5. Authorize mayor to execute same for submission to MDA. Modification number 5 will request an additional $1,279,000 for replacement of the asbestos cement water main on Robinhood Drive and replacement of the sanitary sewer main and asbestos cement water main on Yorkshire Drive. And also to extend the period of performance through March 31, 2028 for completion of this work submitted by Tricia Thigpen, City Clerk.
That's the date right there. 22. I move.
Second.
Motion by Alderman, second by Alderman Lennox. Are there any questions? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.6, approve decline of recommendation to accept the lowest and best quote from Mendel's Inc. in the amount of $2,846.92 to repair the roof of Pelican Landing and decrease budget line 0185-018-64561 by $2,846.92 and increase line item 0185-018-64560 to cover the cost submitted by David Chapman, Alderman at Large. Funds to be paid from Pelican Landing Repair Maintenance Building line item.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Chastain, second by Alderman Lennox. I would just say, just for clarification, that just so you know, this building is needing a new roof. This is just the past year until we can, in our new budget cycle, that we're budgeting to put a new roof on Pelican Landing. This is just to pass that until we get into our new. There was a motion by Alderman Lennox, second by Alderman Vice versa.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye. Let's have it.
Item 5.7, approve decline of recommendation to hire DeMonte Glover for the vacant position of full-time non-certified police officer submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
To approve. There's a motion by Alderman Wilson.
Second.
Second by Alderman Lennox. Any question? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.8, approve decline of recommendation to hire Ethan Peterinen for the vacant position of full-time non-certified police officer submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Chastain, second by Alderman Bradford. Bastro. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.9, approve decline of recommendation to hire Ken Travis Jones for the vacant position of full-time certified police officer submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
To approve. Motion by Alderman Wilson,
Second, I have a question.
second by Alderman Bradford with a question.
Chief, I noticed on these new applications, that it was your signature that did the background check. Who doing the background check for us?
Sometimes
Chief Hudson, he's not available anymore. Chief, Kevin's not available anymore.
most of the time we do something.
But what I would recommend, Chief, to really try to get someone else to do it as often as you can, so you won't be the one doing it all the time, because it could appear to be a conflict with you investigating the people that you got to hire. I would certainly recommend you use someone outside.
Mayor, is O'Banner still helping?
You know, everybody, mostly, to this other's wife. Mostly, started going to, and able to, serve in that capacity at this particular time.
Understood.
Just
information that with this was presented to such as the background, that's all see it and don't know the best of it. We got all those documents sent to them. It's not like he's not aware of what is going on. Just for my information, what role do HR play in that process? I mean, what, do it go through them? I mean, do they verify the background check? I mean, HR, what's their role? As far as one that says all applications, they're completed, we do our background check. This has been the process. Probably going on board. We used to have a check over that. They're most, they're all background check. So one thing that we try to get in the application is that she will receive a letter that saying that they qualified, they meet the specs on their hire. Yeah, you know, I'm just looking out for the chief. I know he's excited. He's doing a great job, but you know, we don't want nothing to creep up on us. I will say this, it's transparent from day one. So everything that comes up, it's going to open and apply everything. That's what she just said. I want to make sure no real scrutiny. And so we do have to do it and working together to make sure we say the best candidate that we can. But where are we at now? Well, how many you short? How many? Right now we have 10 certified off, 2 non-certified. We're ready to sit to the cabinet. Hopefully the next one is in October. We did all 4. Tonight, there's 2 more certified officers. We're trying to reach about 22 officers based on our budget. Right now, we're working a lot of overtime trying to cover the city. And God knows those officers got the ability to do that. Right now, we're at, like I said, 10 certified, we have 2 detectives certified, we have 2 non-certified officers. We just hired. We hired these 4 tonight. We have additional 2 certified patrol officers. There's only 2 non-certified. Then you count me non-certified.
It's out there too.
We have a motion in a second.
On the record, that only, we got a motion in seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes. Ayes have it.
Item 5.10, approved decline recommendation to hire Marquise Parsons for the vacant position of full-time certified detective submitted by Dennis Stevenson, Chief of Police.
Motion to approve.
And the motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Tristan. Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.11, approved client request for CDBG fiscal year 2019 funding of $161,700 to be allocated to the fire department, submitted by LaTanya Wilson, CDBG, grants administrator.
Motion with a question.
Motion by Alderman Leonard, second by Alderman Wilson. Alderman Wilson, Leonard.
Chief, is this for a truck or what? You know what this money's at? Well, I just, when it says allocated to the fire department, I wonder what we, our hands tied on what we can use it for? Do you know what this money's for? I just wondered what we had. I figured being CDBG money, it's probably specified. We could only use it for certain things, but I wasn't sure. Just wanted to.
Radios and turnout gear for your body to be fitted.
Okay, good.
All that.
And maybe a few other things. Okay, Mr. Nash. Thank you. Good deal.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Any negatives? Ayes have it.
Item 5.12, approve decline request to issue a deposit refund to Alejandro Ortiz in the amount of $200 submitted by Donna Joseph, Parks and Recreation Coordinator.
So move.
Motion by Alderman Chastain. Second by. Alderman Wilson. Any question?
A quick question, Donna. So we got 3 or 4 of these. Is this just a standard refundable deposit?
5.12 and 5.13 standard return of the deposit.
Thank you.
Any other question? All in favor, say aye. Nays? Ayes have it.
Item 5.13, approve decline request to issue a deposit refund to River City Corvette Club in the amount of $150 submitted by Donna Joseph, Parks and Recreation Coordinator.
I'll move.
Motion by Alderman Wilson.
Second.
Second by Alderman Chastain. Any question? All in favor, say aye. Let me just mention to you what we've advised Ms. Joseph, and it has been in the past, somehow this got by us, that when someone paid a deposit, they simply just write a check to us and we hold it until they do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
Let's give it back. So we want the deposit to go through this process. So anytime it's a deposit that is refundable, then once we are sure they've done what they're supposed to do, then we just give them the check back. And we don't have to go through this process. An example is that if this is at Pelican Landing and you take a deposit for damages, and if they don't damage the building, then they get the deposit back. If they damage the building, we deduct whatever it costs to repair that. Okay. Unless, that's the way it is now. We just these two just got through. But unless you want them to make the deposit, and we go through this process of giving it back. Our finance office would rather for us to hold a check because it's just more work, obviously, they have to do to go through this process of cutting a check to get it back to them. So you all can think about that as a board, determine what you want that policy to be. Right now is that we should take a check and hold it. And if the renter does everything they're supposed to do, we clear them and we simply give them the deposit check back. Next item.
Next item, item 5.14, approve decline request to issue a deposit refund to Elveridia Bradley in the amount of $350 submitted by Donna Joseph, Parks and Recreation Coordinator.
Move. Motion by Alderman Wilson.
Second.
Second by Alderman Castro. Any question?
I got a question, man. Oh, man. It says 2,500 per event. That's each time we use it.
That's on 5.15. We're on 5.14, right?
You're on the wrong one.
Oh,
You're on the wrong one, Alderman.
okay. My bad.
Okay.
You know the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
5.15, approve decline authorization to request the use of the Jackson County portable stage for all Levitt 8th Amp Moss Point music services to be held at the Riverfront Park, downtown Moss Point, August 22nd through October 31, 2026, at a cost of $2,500 per event, submitted by Mayor Billy E. Knight Sr.
Motion to board.
Nah, that's my question. I got a question too.
Yeah, this is the one that
You can just-
Mr. mentioned to you earlier that they were paying for.
Right.
It's not coming out of the account, out of the city's coffer. But the Ocean Spring Museum of Art, Walter Anderson Museum of Art is paying for the cost of the stage.
Oh, okay. No problem. No problem. No problem.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Chastain. Any question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Item 5.16, approve decline request to pay Ernest Marshall in the amount of $200 for the services rendered to the River City Music Camp submitted by Donna Joseph, Parks and Recreation Coordinator.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Wilson,
Second.
second by Alderman Vestro. Any question? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, 5.17, approve decline MDEQ Agreement 143-2-DW-5.15, water mains and meter replacements. Request board approval of agreement modification number 2, which closes out the project and transfer remaining funds to project 197, and authorize the mayor to execute same for submission to MDEQ submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk.
Pleasure of the board.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Wilson,
Second.
second by Alderman Leonard. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Nays? Ayes have it.
Next item, agenda item is 5.18, approve decline MDEQ agreement number 197-2-CW-5.5, SSO elimination. Request board approval of agreement modification number 2, which increases project funding consistent with project 143 closeout. Authorize mayor to execute same for submission to MDEQ submitted by Tricia Thigpen, city clerk.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Leonard, second by Alderman Wilson. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Ayes have it.
Next item, main agenda item 5.19, approve decline request to accept the lowest and best bid in the amount of $7,744 submitted by Argus Building Company for the excavation and installation of a foundation for the 17-foot tall guitar sculpture, which will be located downtown along the riverfront and paid for using FY17 titles funds and funds from the Walter Anderson Museum of Art, submitted by Mayor Billy E. Knight Sr.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Chastain. Any questions?
They paying for that also?
Hmm.
Also, they paying for that?
That are talent fund. Approved a couple weeks ago to use those talent.
Now, can we, they paying for portion of it? Now, what they supposed to be doing? I'm
So this is previous, you guys have applications. So both of these are, it's like a joint venture between the city and Walter Anderson Museum of Art. So previously, you guys approved the fabrication, the delivery, and the only thing remaining was actually foundation installed for the sculpture, which is this item right now. So, Walter Anderson Museum of Art, they're paying for the equipment realm to install the guitar. They pay for engineering. And so basically this item is to go out and dig the foundation, set the anchor bolts, and you guys have already approved the delivery and installation. 17 tall guitar sculpture, which will be hopefully installed by the time the music festival starts.
What's the purpose of this? I mean, it's just decoration. What significant do they have to do with multiple?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen other cities with big guitars all upside the road, but I mean, but if we're not paying for all of that, I mean, y'all got to help me out with that one. I mean, we got a lot going on. We have to pay this. We're trying to save all we can. I don't know who idea it was, but I don't think it. I don't know. I can see Nashville, because they a musical city, but all we try to send up on the side of the road. I don't get it. But y'all go ahead, y'all. Everything. So you're gonna get a lot of negative comments.
just to, not be combative or anything like that, I also think it gives a bit of flavor to the city. As the mayor always used to say, or always says, we have to fix up our front door. What does it look like when we come into our city? And I know when I go through other cities on the coast and other places for that matter, as many of us have traveled, there's something unique that sticks out to them. And we've been kind of bland. It's small, it might be insignificant to some, but it's a start. It's better than not having anything, especially now that we're trying to promote this series. And it also honors the blues marker that's out there on the riverfront, because we have a musical identity in this state. So, not to be in a disagreement, I just think that it adds a bit of splash for us and makes us a little bit more marketable as the starting point of a greater vision that we want to install downtown.
Yeah, I was gonna mention it, it'll look a little desolate now, so it'll be kind of standalone, but the overall vision would be to have other amenities around it where all this stuff kind of works together along the waterfront. This would just be one of the items, it's the overall vision. Future.
I just suggest that we put something together real quick to explain to my point. I've been here 40 years, that's just look. I mean, it looks strange to me, but. Add a little flavor to it. The majority, do something with it quick. Folks gonna be saying, what is this? What? I mean, we got so much going on and so much need. We got a big good time sitting up on the side of the road. I don't get it, but I have been accused of being a little slow. I'd rather see a statue of Martin Luther King, something like that. Something that's significant to us. But that's me. But
I think we just add a little flavor to the taste.
Amen.
Add taste.
Top Moss point.
That's just me talking. Have we voted?
We both maybe?
Any other question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Next item, item 5.20, approve decline request to remit payment in the amount of $4,000 for 50 hours of admin and planning for meeting timelines and deadline of CON/AAP 2026 submitted by LaTanya Wilson, CDBG grants coordinator.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Wilson,
Second.
second by Alderman
Castro.
Thomas. Any questions?
Mayor, I got a few questions on this one.
That's
I saw the letter that was provided with this, and says the request is for 50 additional hours. Is this to be reimbursed for 50 hours already that she already spent, that she already used, she already worked?
No.
So it's not for hours worked.
No, it's
I just,
future work is to be done.
so I don't think we're allowed to pay for work that hasn't been done yet, for one. And I would like to see, and I don't see this on these invoices, I'd like to see a little more itemization from these. We usually just get an invoice for the standard 18, I think the limit's 1,800. And if she goes over to 1,800, she has to come to us. Is that the right number? This is CDBG, I get it, it's not, but just, I'm not sure what exactly, maybe the city clerk can fill us in a little bit. I don't know if LaTanya's online.
Yes, she's online.
Can just give us a little detail about what we're paying for.
The thing, under her contract, if she's going to exceed, you remember there was kind of a cap, 80 hours. The vision was that those hours, but should she exceed 50 hours per month, she agrees to obtain prior approval of the mayor before exceeding 50 hours of work in a monthly period. And I think that's what she's after, Mayor, I believe, is not to be paid yet for this, but to get prior approval to exceed that monthly amount.
So is this just a one-time thing, or is she wanting 50 extra hours every month?
Well, the mayor's been watching it closely. And
What was that?
and from our conversations, this is a one-time thing.
And it's because of these deadlines that are coming up and
For,
a lot of extra work.
and there's a, she lists the different projects that have to be.
Yeah, I saw them, but I mean, that's pretty much standard CDBG stuff every year, but, is this gonna be reimbursed by them? Is this paid by CDBG funds?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's the date, August 16th, is the work going to be done up to that point. Got to be done by that time, and after that time, that's when an invoice will come in for whatever work you did.
You recommend,
Up to that amount.
you recommend we do this?
Yeah, but we're gonna have a discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have a discussion.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I do, but it's clear I have concerns about it, but we're gonna have a discussion about it.
Just so everybody,
Up to that amount, it'll be up.
two separate contracts. There's her CDBG contract and then her other contract that they already expired, but we'll talk about that later.
So we have a motion on the floor by Alderman Wilson, second by Alderman Vestro. Any other question? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's have it.
Includes the main agenda, Mayor. There are no items listed for discussion. There are 2 items listed under executive session. So we would need a motion to close session to need.
Motion to close session to determine the need for executive session.
Motion by Alderman Wilson,
Second.
from Alderman Lennox. What is item?
Number 1 is pending and potential litigation that I need to discuss with the board. And secondly is a police department personnel issue.
Both of those items qualify for executive session. I get a motion to go into executive session.
So move.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you all for coming.